Hey guys, Ephenix here, and wow, you see I'm in my new spot, right? Yeah. So we're gonna make this pretty quick. Three things I want to talk about. One, it looks like Halo 3 ODST sold 2 million in one day. That's really amazing. That really is surprising too, because I really thought that they weren't going to sell that much. I honestly did. I kind of thought for a second that they was going to sell about. Be honest with you, I thought the maximum they were going to sell was about 235, 335, or something like that. Especially since the scores was like mediocre at best. And no, they exceeded my expectations in one day. So yeah, 2 million worldwide in one day. I don't think that's even heard of. Aside from that, it looks like Microsoft is looking to buy EA. Now, believe me, back in the day, that would have meant something. And yeah, EA has a whole bunch of different places all over the world, and we all know that EA has been losing. They've kind of been losing ground as of late, you know. So I'm just saying. So back in the day, that would have been something. Though that would have been like almost a monopoly, but nowadays, they own certain games that are still relevant. Need for Speed is somewhat relevant rather. Dead Space, I heard was good. The Mirror's Edge was aight. Spore, I like Spore. Mass Effect, in my opinion, I love Mass Effect. Rock Band's very relevant. The Battlefield series, extremely relevant. Sim series, extremely relevant. I don't care what you say. Sims is very relevant. Sims is one of the highest grossing games, period. You know, I mean, you can't. Sims is a Sims, all right. I don't care how you come about it. All right, but anyway, it really is the truth, though. What is it? The Sims. Ooh, The Sims. Oh, I'm gonna get to that. Something else I gotta talk about. Overall, though, yeah. I have no idea what I was talking about. I just hit an old people's moment. ODST, 2 million. So yeah, that's one thing. Two, no, I was talking about Microsoft. Microsoft buying EA. So yeah, that would have been a monopoly back then, but now, no, not so much. Now, one of the biggest things I want to talk about is this big old thing, how, and it doesn't really take a genius to figure it out who said it, cough cough El Presidor, but apparently for some bizarre and twisted reason, PlayStation 3 fans have come to the understanding that General MLD is irrelevant in the console war because he has not owned all three systems. Now let's talk about that for a second. Now, so let's say if that's the case, then most of us are irrelevant in a whole bunch of different things. I mean, say that hell, let's leave it to the let's say there's a couple. There's a lot of things that can come with this one. Well, okay, I got a friend of mine who's a captain in the Air Force. Okay, he's a captain in the Air Force. His wife is in the Air Force. Now what happened? Or they were in the Air Force anyway. So okay, say like those two, right? Him and his wife, each with 2 wingmen, so that's a total of 6. Went down there and they were ordered to bomb a village. Now the village was empty on the top at least, but underneath they had say Iranian troops, just random Iranian troops had a whole bunch of slaves in the underground bunkers, right? And they had to bomb the village because there was a whole bunch of Iranian troops had set up a whole bunch of traps. They're all standing out there ready to shoot every American troop that come out there. So let's say that they so they go ahead and they bomb the village, and that leaves a successful raid to the point where everyone is freed, no casualties whatsoever, at least on the Allied side. So now, if that's the case, does that make My friends in the Air Force, does that make them irrelevant because they only fought for the for America? Does that make them irrelevant because they only fought for America? Let's bring it to the gamer side. Is Mario irrelevant because he has only been on a Nintendo system? I'm just saying. Well, of course, he has not been on. He's been on other systems too. But that's what I'm saying. Is he irrelevant because he's exclusive to, well, now exclusive to a Nintendo property? Legend of Zelda, same thing. All these games. If that's the case, then that makes Killzone 2 irrelevant because it's only on a PlayStation platform. I mean, it's just, you understand what I'm saying, right? I mean, just because someone owns one system. And the gaming thing might have been too far out there maybe, but just because someone owns only one system and only one system only does not make him irrelevant to the console war. If that's the case, if you guys really want to follow that rule, that makes me a lot more relevant than all of you. Well, at least most of you. I'm one of the very few gamers out there who have owned all 4 systems this generation and all 4 systems last generation. All 5 systems last generation. I have been an owner of an Xbox 360, a Dreamcast, a PlayStation 2, a PlayStation 3, and a Wii and a GameCube, okay? And not to mention a very, very powerful PC. Okay, the only game that I have not been able to play on full or maximum power is Grand Theft Auto 4. Everything else, maximum power all the way. But the thing is, and I can play Grand Theft Auto at about 75% power. Now, basically what I'm just trying to say is, if that's the case, then that makes me relevant. So that makes me relevant, should I say. And my first act in relevancy in this console war is to state that all gamers are relevant in the console war. Why? Because you're a gamer. Now don't get me wrong, if you don't own any console, sit down and shut the hell up. But if you own a console, that makes you as relevant as anyone. Alright? I mean, to think about that, it's just pure ignorance, okay? It's just 100% pure ignorance. And, you know, so that's the reason why truth set you... I'm sorry. My bad. I started talking about ignorance and brought up truth setting you free. Anyway, so, point of case is, he's relevant. Okay? He's very relevant. Now don't get me wrong, I honestly think that Xbox Republic, yeah, you guys might want to try to change that name. Yeah, very much so. Yeah, very much so. A while ago, when I was talking about, I made a video based on a trade brotherhood, and I couldn't think of a name to come up with it. And so I came up with the monkeyer of X Alliance, or Alliance X, to speak about the speak about the Xbox 360 gamers. You probably should stick with that one. That one's a little bit better than Xbox Republic. But anyway, I digress. I just wanted to say those 3 things. You guys have a good night. Zeph is out.